Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna talk about psychological safety, what it is and how it can be built inside your teams. But as the custom, let's start with a story. During the early days in my career when I was working as a software tester for a bank, I made an extremely careless mistake wherein I presumed a software functionality as something to be working correctly, apparently when it was not working rightly. It was a mistake which I could have avoided by being a little more diligent and by asking people, reaching out to them to understand the correct functionality when I didn't know it. Nevertheless, that single mistake of mine caused a defect leaking into production, causing both reputational and financial damage to my client. That bug caused a furore among the front desk and the customer service people because it resulted in failure for them to activate a check-in account. In no time, it escalated like a wildfire and reached the inbox of my manager. I was nervous and, to be honest, petrified when she called me to her cabin, praying that I wouldn't be fired that day. I prepared answers to all questions such as, how did that happen? What went wrong? Or how could you be so naive? And played the answers again and again in my mind till the time I was walking to her cabin. When I reached her cabin, and before she could even ask any question, I started to defend myself. And that is when she interrupted me and said, "It's okay, Zishan, it's okay. Mistakes happen." And then she asked me the one and only question that she did that day. She asked, "So what did you learn from this?" I felt very safe in the team since that day. And although at that moment I just thought that she was being nice to me like any good manager should be, I didn't know what she deliberately did there or tried to do there. She built psychological safety in the best possible way that a manager could. What is psychological safety then? The textbook definition of psychological safety is the belief that one will not be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns, or even make some mistakes. In teams, it refers to the team members believing that they can take risks, they may fail without being shamed by others. In psychologically safe teams, team members feel accepted and respected. So, why is psychological safety important? Or what would happen if a team doesn't feel psychologically safe at work? Psychological safety leads to team members feeling more engaged, motivated, and upbeat because they feel safe to voice their opinions. Without it, a team feels demoralized, low on energy, and demotivated at work. And this also means that psychologically safe organizations have lesser attrition, high employee retention as compared to organizations having low psychological safety in them. In psychologically safe team, decision making is easy and better as people provide their opinions freely. In an unsafe environment, making decisions suffers as people fear to speak up. There is higher turnover and profit in organizations which have psychologically safe environment. On the contrary, the organizations which do not have a safe environment have lower turnover, negative performance as employees fear to speak out. They are stressed and mentally not in a happy place. A psychologically safe team continuously improves itself as new ideas and opinions are welcome. People own up their mistakes without any fear, and others learn from those failures. On the other hand, a team with low psychological safety has a hard time improving itself because people keep their ideas to themselves, cover their mistakes. So, how can psychological safety be built inside teams? Let me give an example of how it can't be built first. During one of my previous jobs, when I was working as an agile coach, our technology director ran a survey to gauge the level of psychological safety in his department. Not to mention, the survey results were extremely distressing, especially the level of psychological safety in the women associates in the department, which was at alarmingly low level. He then reached out to our agile team and requested one of us to organize a meeting with each team in his department and facilitate the creation of something that he called a team charter or a manual, as he thought this would address the issue. Do you think an agile coach taking an hour's meeting with the team and making a team manual with them would result in the team having psychologically safe environment? No, it simply can't. Psychological safety is a cultural attribute, and a culture is something that is driven and set top down, not bottom up. As our team coached him, in the above case, the director could have helped improve the psychological safety in his organization by speaking to his teams directly, by encouraging them to speak their minds out without anyone judging them, telling them that it's okay to make mistakes, okay to fail as long as we learn from our failures, learn from our mistakes. Telling them what diversity and gender equality means to him, making them heard, promising them to be there when they need him. And of course, later, walking the talk. So in short, psychological safety can't be established by a piece of paper or on a whim. It requires leaders to set it by their very actions. So if you are a people leader and you wish to improve your team's psychological safety, then do the following. 1. Consult and involve your team in the decisions and solicit their inputs on matters that affect them. 2. Support and be empathetical towards your team members, not only as employees but as individuals. If a leader shows empathy, it encourages the team to support each other. Point number 3, accept and be open about your vulnerabilities. This tells others that it's okay to be vulnerable at times. 4, learn the art of giving and receiving feedback in the right way. 5, help establish a culture wherein no one gets put on a spot for speaking their minds out, where people feel safe to say no to things, and where people feel safe to say I don't know when they don't know about it. Point number 6, increase transparency by having a clear and honest communication with your teams. 7, appreciate others when they have genuinely done something good and foster a culture wherein the teams celebrate each other's success together. Remember, only if you set the right and psychologically safe culture from top down and lead the way by embodying those leadership attributes, then only you can expect the teams to live by the same principles. And maybe then a team charter or manual may help in giving a common understanding to the teams on how they want to operate together. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you did. Also, if there is any topic on which you would want me to talk about, please leave it in the comment section of this video. Thank you.